HD. You're watching KGUN-9 on your side. News at 6.
January 8th, 2011. Tonight, the details we've never heard. Thousands of pages of documents just released about the day that changed Tucson forever. Good evening. 2,700 pages of information, all describing events and conversations leading up to that horrible day.
This is the first time that we are hearing many of the more disturbing details, such as Jared Lee Loughner's mother describing her son as erratic, delusional. She also told police she heard Jared having conversations alone, even mentioned that she had heard him laughing to himself. Investigators found out Pima Community College recommended a mental evaluation, but his parents never followed up. Not on Your Side's Craig Smith has been combing through these reports. Craig, what else have you been able to find out?
Well, you know, in these documents just now released, we found heroism, quick thinking, and generosity in the face of death after Jared Lee Loughner started pulling the trigger. In the gunfire, blood, and chaos, some people managed to keep it from getting even worse. Giffords intern Daniel Hernandez had some medical training. He knew Gabrielle Giffords, then District Director Ron Barber, and Outreach Director Gabe Zimmerman were all badly hurt. When he saw Zimmerman had no pulse, he turned to help Giffords and Barber. He told a detective when he came to Barber, quote, "He told me to stay with the Congresswoman, whatever happens, to stay with Gabby." Hernandez propped Giffords up to keep her from choking on her blood. Her breathing was getting shallow. She seemed to be paralyzed on one side. He was surrounded by shell casings and remembers hearing someone notice the casings and say, 9mm, she's a goner. Those same shells brought the deadly reality home to Ron Barber. Barber was dazed as he laid shot down. He did not know his old friend, federal judge John Roll, had died, shielding him with his body. Barber told an investigator, quote, "I remember seeing right next to me a shell casing, and I thought, damn, I know what's happened now." Describing how Loughner did his deadly business, Barber said, "Bang, bang, bang, he was in a hurry. When Loughner's extended clip ran out, several people tackled him, including retired Colonel Bill Badger, even though one of Loughner's bullets had grazed Badger's head. Joe Zamudio was one of the people holding Loughner. He said Loughner seemed like he did not care except for his own pain. Zamudio says as they held him down, Loughner said, "Ow, my arm. You're breaking my arm." Joe Zamudio has kept a low profile since the shooting. His statement to detectives in these forms shows how he kept his head that day. He had a gun with him when he ran towards the trouble. When he saw Loughner was down, he kept his gun out of sight to avoid hysteria and to be sure no one would mistake him for a threat. Craig Smith, KGUN-9 on your side.
Craig, thank you. Gabby Gifford says not a day goes by that she doesn't think about the shooting rampage, and she says today's report shows Loughner, who she calls mentally disturbed, should never have had access to a gun. In a statement released today by the gun control advocacy group that she started with her husband, Gifford says, quote, "No one piece of legislation will end all gun violence, but she hopes common sense policies like universal background checks are enacted."